Hello and welcome to your very first lesson on learning Georgian alphabet. There are 33 letters in Georgian alphabet, and in this series, you're going to be learning how to read, write, and pronounce them. The series also includes downloadable PDFs as well as audio files and video files, so please make sure to take a look at them. For those of you who are watching my YouTube channel, please check out all the links below to access the study materials or the actual course to learn the alphabet. I am going to be creating more materials as we go along. I'm going to be also making some vocabulary, grammar, and so forth. This is a new channel, so please feel free to follow. And I hope that I will see you guys in the comment section with any questions that you may have. In this particular lesson, you're going to be learning 6 letters as is demonstrated right here. We also have, I have written it for you, how to pronounce each and every letter. So very first letter is letter A. I also demonstrate the direction each letter goes when you are writing it. I'm going to demonstrate how to write letter A, just like so. I always like to tell my students to imagine that there is like this imaginary line right here. So some Georgian letters will be underneath that imaginary line. Okay. And this is kind of important when you first start so that you understand the size of each letter. And afterwards, obviously, you don't even have to worry about knowing that there is an imaginary line. You know about what size each letter is. But for now, just imagine there is an imaginary line. So that was letter A. And in this PDF that is provided to you for you to download and do what as you please, whatever you would like to do with the PDF, I also demonstrate with these arrows the direction of uh, of the letters that are going to be going when you are writing it, if that makes sense. So in this case, we have letter A, which goes from the left to the right. And each and every letter will have those arrows. I like to kind of sit down and get used to writing letter A. Just like so. Very simple. Next, we are going to work on letter B, as shown right here. Letter B. We begin writing the letter B as demonstrated right here with numbers, number 1, 2, and 3. So we start writing letter B usually from the top. So let me show it to you. Letter B starts above the imaginary line, just like so. The circle is underneath the imaginary line. And the imaginary line, I don't know if I mentioned, is right in the center of these two real lines. So once again, I like to make a little stick and then a hook, just like that, and then a circle. So this is what letter B looks like. I do suggest that you write these out several times, maybe 10 to 20 times or so that you get used to writing this as well as repeating it out loud when you write it. So every time you write letter B, you will say B. So the next letter is letter G, the third letter of this lesson. You begin writing it from this side, as shown right here, just like that. And then you are making circle going down, just like so. Let me show it to you. Letter G is written below the imaginary line and hangs on the actual line, if that makes sense. All right, just like so. There you go. That's letter G. G. Let's move on to this more complicated letter. It seems complicated, but trust me, it is as easy as writing any other letter in Georgian. I try to make this simple for you guys so that it is easy for you to understand where do you start. As you can see, we start right here. So the direction goes like so. And then we are going up and around, just like so. Okay. There is two ways of writing this that you may see some other people writing this two different ways. And I always like to teach my students both ways just so that you are aware in the future. Is actually written below this line, just like so. That's number one. And then you're going to make this little hook, just like so. And then from here, you're going to write letter O. Once again, D, D, D. Now, as I mentioned, there is another way of writing D, and you are more than welcome to write either way. I just want you to be aware of it. So you will start just like this, right? And then you're going to make a hook and a loop. Basically, you're going to close out. So this is another way. I guess this would be maybe a more modern way, I'm assuming. But they are both used. Both ways is okay. Like so. So we'll just write both of these out so that you remember how they look and how they sound. Letter D. Okay, so let's continue to this letter. This letter is pronounced as E, letter E. This is the direction. So this letter is actually written below the imaginary line, just like so, and it hangs on the line. Letter E. Very simple and easy. Letter E. This letter kind of looks like E, letter E. This letter is letter V. This is the direction of the letter. So let's see. It is written below the imaginary line, just like letter E, and hangs on the actual line, just like so. This letter is letter V. Just like so. Okay, so once again, we have letter A that we learned, letter B, letter G, letter D, or D, letter E, and letter V. Just like so. This is it for lesson 1, and I hope to see you in the next lesson.